You're watching Toyota Sports Extra with Pierre Nugent and Brian May.
And welcome to the Toyota Sports Extra on ABC 10. I'm Pierre Nugent. The NBA season is now officially over, and we've got complete coverage heading your way from Oracle Arena. We'll take a look back and see how the Cleveland Cavaliers were able to win their first ever NBA championship. Brian May is standing by at Oracle Arena. We'll also take you to the postgame podium feed as soon as the players and coaches start making their way there. Sights and sound from Game 7 of the NBA Finals heading your way momentarily. And the San Francisco Giants are going streaking. Find out how they were able to win their 8th straight game coming up later in the show. But we begin tonight with Game 7 of the NBA Finals. One team looking to win their 2nd straight title, while the other still looking for that first ever elusive championship. Warriors and Cavaliers. Our own Brian May is at Oracle Arena standing by with complete post-game coverage. Brian, what a finish it was to Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Pierre, it was just amazing, and it was so hard to predict how this Game 7 was going to go. I'm joined now live by the man who just called this game on ABC, Mike Breen. Thanks very much for joining us. What did you think was going to happen today, and then how did you see this thing unfold?
Well, it's been the most unpredictable playoffs and certainly finals, so I had no idea. And to see it come down just to the final seconds, I think it was fitting. They're obviously two great teams, but for Cleveland to win 3 in a row, 2 in this building, and to do it defensively, the way they shut down the most explosive offense the NBA has seen in a long time, was extraordinary.
Was this LeBron being LeBron and putting the city on his back?
Absolutely. The guy he's already, even before tonight, one of the great players of all time. But this has to be his greatest accomplishment, to take this team that, when he left those 4 years in Miami, they had the worst record in the league over that 4-year span. Now he has them in the finals back-to-back years and leads them to a championship. And to do it coming from behind like this, he knows how to do the spectacular rather well.
I know you've been talking a lot. Thanks so much for joining us. Great job on the coverage.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mike Breen, who just had the call on ABC, and I understand Draymond Green is at the podium for the Warriors. Let's listen in to see what he has to say right now.
Decided this game, this particular game, particularly the fourth quarter?
I mean, we can all look and say, oh, if I did this, I did that, like I said before. If I don't turn this ball over, if I, get this stop. At the end of the day, we missed shots down the stretch. They missed them too, but they made the one big one. Kyrie knocked it down, and that's what gave them the lead, and that's it. So I think it was a great game. Both teams battled. They made the shot down the stretch that they needed to make, and we couldn't.
Marcus, back right.
Marcus Thompson, Barry News Group. Draymond, what are your thoughts after being suspended for Game 5 and then playing the Game 7 of your life? Like, how are you feeling about your impact on this series?
Don't matter. Game 7 doesn't matter. We didn't win, so we can look at a stat line and say, oh, he was great or, whatever, but we didn't win, so that really doesn't matter. As far as being suspended for Game 5, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot as a man, as a teammate, as a basketball player, however you want to put it. I learned a lot that will help me for the rest of my life. And this playoff run, for me, it's been, a bunch of highs and, a few lows. And the lows it's kind of been, it's been tough, because there's been some instances where, character was attacked and, like I said, being suspended for a game, not being able to be out there with my teammates. It's been a pretty tough road, but
Grant, this was written like 20.
Like I said, I learned a lot that'll help me for the rest of my career. And hey, you can't win them all. Obviously, we'd love to be sitting here, spraying champagne on each other and all that stuff, but it didn't happen. But I'm happy with the way we went out, and we just got to continue to get better and try to get back next year.
You guys went after every record in front of you, 24-0, 73. What does it mean for this season now that you guys are not the champions at the end?
All that stuff is still there. We did all those things, and I think it's been a great season for us. We'll obviously everybody will say, oh, man, they won 73, but they didn't win a championship. We didn't, but I think this team accomplished a lot of great things individually and as a team, and those things can never be taken away. We set out, we had a goal at the beginning of the year to repeat, and that goal we failed. But I don't look at this entire season as a failure because there's been too many great things that happen to this team and to this group of guys, to this coaching staff, to this organization. So it's been an amazing year. We failed at one goal we had. But this whole season isn't a failure to me. We accomplished some great things. We didn't reach the end prize, but there'll be more years for that.
Ethan in the middle.
Ethan Strauss, ESPN. When you talked about lessons to learn from and also your character being unfairly attacked, when you look back at what happened at the end of Game 4, do you look at that as something where you need to learn from what you did, or do you think that was a situation where your character was unfairly attacked?
Like I said, regardless if it's unfairly attacked or attacked, I really don't care. I put myself in a position, like I said before, for it to be attacked, and that's what I learned. Don't put yourself in a position. If you don't put yourself in a position, it won't be attacked. So, I didn't say unfairly attacked, unfairly attacked because I don't feel it was unfairly attacked. Like I said, I put myself in that position. And once you put yourself in that position, everything goes then, so but like I said, I learned from it, and that's the most important thing to me. If I don't put myself in that position and I don't get suspended for Game 5, we're sitting here champions, maybe not. I don't know, but we'll never know the answer to that question. But what the answer that I do know is that I won't put myself in that position again, and that's all I can really do, So I think in life you learn from things and you use those things down the line, and just don't let it happen again. So, I take the good with the bad. I'm not the guy who rise high when things are going well and say, oh, man, this is great, I'm this, I'm that, da-da-da. I got suspended. And like I said, I put myself in that position. So I take the good with the bad. I learn from the good. I learn from the bad. And overall, it makes me a better person.
Ann.
Draymond, Ann Killian with the San Francisco Chronicle. When you look back over the arc of this series, you had said you thought you could make a difference in Game 5. Do you think that is where the series turned? And do you think you're going to end up in the future blaming yourself?
I mean, as you know, I blame myself for everything, so that's just who I am. I think as a leader, that's important, and hey, I'm not afraid to take the blame. I do think that's where the series turned, but it happened, move on from it. Like I said, I learned from it, and I'll be better. But I'm not afraid to say that it's my fault. I think it was. But this ain't the last that you see from us.
Last two questions in the middle, and then Ray.
Draymond, Henry Wolford with CSN Bay Area. Similar to what Ann was talking about, how much do you plan, or how long do you plan to hold this against yourself? I mean, I'm sure your teammates have told you win as a team, you lose as a team. Is it something that you'll be able to overcome relatively soon?
I mean, I'm a pretty strong guy, so I'll overcome it. I'm already over it. Like, obviously, I'm not over losing. That'll sting me for a while, and it'll probably sting me till I get back here and make it right. But it'll sting, and it's supposed to sting. And if it doesn't sting, you're probably in the wrong business, And so I'm over the fact that what I did, because I've learned from that mistake. But I'm not over the loss. I'll probably never be over that. And that's just what it is. I hate to lose. So it doesn't go away like that. It'll sting for a while, but it's fuel.
Ray, last one.
How long did it take you from the end of the game till the time you went back out on the floor to congratulate them? Did you think about maybe not going out, or did you just need a minute and then you knew you were going to go back out?
I mean, when I walked in the locker room, I sat down. Obviously, they were jumping around, so you wouldn't be able to congratulate anyone at that point anyway. So when I sat down, I knew it wasn't right for me to just sit in there. Those guys, they earned it. And I knew that it was my duty pretty much to go back out there and congratulate them on a great series and on a great season and on winning the championship. Like I said, I hate to lose, but you learn something from everything. And, I take pride, in being a high character guy. And, to just lead the floor like I did, I wouldn't have felt right about myself for a long time if I didn't go back out there and congratulate those guys on what they accomplished. And so, once I sat down for a minute, I knew that the right thing to do was to go out there and congratulate them on a great season, great series, and on winning the ring.
Thank you, Draymond.
All right, we are back live now at Oracle Arena. That was Draymond Green sounding very reflective and sounding like he was using this Game 7 loss as a learning experience. And behind me, and they are breaking up now, but just a few moments ago, there was a group of, 200, 300 or so Cavs fans who had stuck around and were chanting. All the Cavs fans in the arena kind of gathered, but the ushers have just broken this up. And Pierre, obviously, we expected to have confetti on this floor right now. That did not happen. For the first time since Steve Kerr became the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, they have lost 3 in a row. Their first 3-game losing streak under Kerr as head coach. And again, we talked about Game 6 was bizarre. Game 7 was bizarre as well. The Warriors only scored 13 points in the fourth quarter. The Cavs only scored 18. This was theirs for the taking, the Warriors, and they just couldn't pull it out in the end. And again, Pierre, as you heard Mike Bream tell me as soon as the game ended, kind of LeBron putting his city on his shoulders. Cleveland with their first championship in 52 years.
The first team to ever come back from a 3-1 series deficit to win the NBA Finals. Yeah, a remarkable job by LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Brian, thanks. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk to you in just a second, and we're back in 30 seconds. Steph Curry at the post-game podium now. Let's listen to what the MVP had to say.
I think me and him were kind of just waiting for it to calm down a little bit so we could congratulate the individual guys because the competition was amazing in the series, and it's what basketball is all about. So win or lose, you appreciate the stage we were on and just that back and forth that we live for. So, yeah, it stung. It sucked to watch them, celebrate and wish that would have been us, but at the end of the day, you congratulate them for accomplishing what they set out to do, and it'll be a good image for us over the summer and all next season to remember, so that we come back stronger. That's all you can do.
I know you're just fresh off this loss, obviously, but how should this team be remembered?
I don't know. I mean, we had a great regular season, did something no team's ever done before, fell short in the last game of the season. It hurts, man. I mean, yeah, that's all I'm really kind of marinating on right now. Just, proud of every single guy that stepped foot on the floor for our team this year. It wasn't easy what we accomplished, and it's not an easy pill to swallow what we didn't accomplish. So you got to just take the good with the bad. Understand that we hopefully will have many more opportunities to fight for championships and be on this stage because it is it's what it's all about. So proud of every single one of our guys that helped us get here.
Tim in the third row.
Tim Kawakami, American News. Steph, you were guarding Kyrie for that last shot. He's dribbling. What is in your mind at that point? Do you think you defended it pretty well, and what goes through your mind when that ball goes in the basket?
No, I haven't seen the play. I don't know how close I was to him. I try to, reach at the ball, stay in front of him, make a tough shot. It was a tough step back that.
Okay.
He just stepped up and made. It doesn't matter how good or bad defense I played. He made the shot, so credit to him. he stepped up and took advantage of the moment, and it was not a good feeling turn around and seeing it go in.
And yesterday you did say you knew you probably had to play the best game of maybe your career. Game 7s magnify everything, obviously, and not trying to exaggerate it, but do you feel you came anywhere close to that, and do you feel some responsibility for this?
Of course. I mean, I didn't play efficient, had some good moments, but didn't do enough to help my team win, and especially down the stretch. Was aggressive, but in the wrong ways, settling. So it'll haunt me for a while because it means a lot to me to try to lead my team and do what I need to do on the court and in big stages. Done it before, didn't do it tonight. It'll be good down the stretch. Next year coming back and kind of remember this feeling and being an even better player.
Ethan Strauss, ESPN. Kind of one of the closing possessions, you had Kevin Love switched out onto you, and usually that's a good situation for you, but it seemed like you couldn't get free. What happened there exactly on that possession?
I was searching for a three and rushed and didn't take what was there, which was probably better to go around him and try to get into the paint. That's basically it.
Next row up.
Steph, Henry Wolford with CSN Bay Area. You were clearly the best player in the regular season, but you were unable to match that level of play in the playoffs, especially the finals. Were your struggles directly related to something mental or physical?
I mean, it doesn't help missing the time, but that was never an excuse for me when I came back from the injury. I've always said if I'm out there playing, hurt or not hurt, it doesn't matter. It's what the results are, and that stays true till today. There's no room for anecdotes other than we didn't get it done, and I didn't play my best, for the majority of the series. So it's not a good feeling, like I said. And at the end of the day, we want to keep this memory so that it'll fuel us, as we stay together as a team. Like Draymond said, this ain't the last time you're going to see us on this stage. So just a tough feeling.
Last three in the back, Ron.
Robert Littell, Black Sports Online, right here, Steph. Just to kind of piggyback on what you just said, when you guys won your first championship last year, it's hard to win a championship, but it was a smoother ride in the playoffs. Obviously, you dealt with a lot, and the team dealt with a lot of adversity through this playoffs. How do you feel that's going to make you a better player and a better team going forward?
I mean, you learn from this. We learned from what it was like to win a championship last year, which I think made us the best regular season team in history. And we'll learn from how the playoff run went when we get back here next year. So, obviously, the biggest lesson is nothing's ever guaranteed. You can't take this stage for granted, and it is extremely hard to win a championship. That's why you pour champagne on yourself. That's why they're doing that in the locker room right now. So. We understand. I think when you look at the history of the league, how few teams have repeated, that was our goal, and we didn't do it. It's going to be a long 3 months over the summer thinking about it. But that doesn't mean we can't put this as another little unfortunate notch in the belt and move forward and come back stronger next year. That's the mindset.
And just one follow-up to that. Physically, after this whole playoffs and all the nicks and surgeries and things that you had, how are you feeling physically right now?
I'm fine. I mean, I have 3 months to obviously get ready for next season, so I won't get injured celebrating tonight. I'll tell you that much.
Ron.
Steph, Ron Krojcik from the San Francisco Chronicle. You and LeBron obviously had a few moments during this series. How would you describe the way he played in this series, and did you have a chance to talk to him afterward, and if so, what was your message to him?
I didn't get. He had a lot of people around him congratulating him, but there's no denying what he was able to accomplish this series. He played a pretty great basketball. Made some timely shots. Definitely was a huge reason they got it done. So hats off to him. That's winning a championship is no easy task, and he was able to accomplish it with his guys. So you congratulate him. If I do see him, that's basically what I say. And enjoy. Obviously, he's done it before, but enjoy the moment. They definitely deserve it. They played their butts off and got it done, and that's a special moment for them. That every person I've seen, I've talked to, I tell them to enjoy it because we know how it feels as well.
Last one, run right forward.
Steph, Tarek Majedi, Afghanistan basketball. Not to harp on this point too bad, but are you going to have your knee looked at in the offseason with that you pulled out of Rio and things like that? Because people are looking at that as maybe reasons why they didn't see you perform the way they expected to.
I don't think there's no surgery. There isn't any surgery or anything in my future for this summer. I'd need to get healthier, but there is no excuses for what happened on the floor. I was out there ready to play, had some good games, had some bad games, and that's it. So I'll come back stronger next season, be ready to go.
Thank you, Steph.
Obviously, a very disappointed Steph Curry after the Warriors' fall in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and our coverage of the NBA Finals continues right after this. And welcome back to a special NBA Finals edition of Toyota Sports Extra. The Cavaliers winning Game 7 over the Golden State Warriors to win the NBA championship. Our own Brian May is at Oracle Arena. He was at this game. Brian, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, we heard Draymond Green mention it a little bit. Klay Thompson said it a couple days ago that if we don't win this game, the season is a failure. They won 73 games. Draymond Green says, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a failure, maybe it's not. But what are your thoughts on this? Is 73 wins, is it a failure now, though?
Well, but when you set the bar, Pierre, so high after 73 wins, there is no other thing to do but to win the championship. And I think as sad as it is, and maybe as wrong as it is, I think that is the case. They didn't win the championship, so now the 73 wins really doesn't mean anything. And in a sense, you have to look at it as a failure. Now, having said that, 29 other teams would gladly switch positions, 28 other teams with where they are tonight. But aside from a few Cleveland Cavalier fans who are behind us, it is very quiet in here. Kyrie Irving just walked behind us. He went and sat down with NBA TV, and the Cavs fans that have stuck around clapped a bit. But again, I don't know how you can look at this season with the way this final game played out any other way and say that it wasn't a failure. And I think even at halftime, you had to have liked the Warriors' chances. But we talked about this earlier. If you'd have told me when this game began that LeBron James would be held to 27 points, Kyrie would be held to 26, and the Cavaliers would only score 18 points in the fourth quarter, you'd think, all right, Warriors win this game. But the highest scoring team in the NBA only scored 13 points in the fourth. This game close throughout. There were 20 lead changes and 11 ties in this game. But in the end, it was that Kyrie Irving shot that gave them the lead with under a minute to go, and that was the difference. This game could have gone either way, but certainly the Warriors did not play well enough to win, even on their home court tonight, Pierre.
Yeah, and Brian, I understand LeBron James is going to be at the podium as we speak. Let's go to the podium right now. LeBron James.
Do for yourself and for the city of Cleveland, and especially for Akron. And I just wonder, now that you've accomplished it, is it relief? Is it excitement? What are the emotions?
Well, David, you've been harping on it a lot the last couple of weeks, and for me, I'm true to the game, and I know what I bring to the table. And I came back for a reason. I came back to bring a championship to our city. I knew what I was capable of doing. I knew what I learned in the last couple of years that I was gone. And I knew if I had to – when I came back, I knew I had the right ingredients and the right blueprint to help this franchise get back to it, to a place that we've never been. And that's what it was all about, David. Right now it's just excitement. It's not even relief. It's just excitement for us as a team, as a franchise, as a city, as a community. To be able to continue to build up our city, continue to be an inspiration to our city, it means everything, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
LeBron, at 3-1, with them having 2 on their record at home, what do you think turned this series around?
Well, for me, when I came up here after we lost Game 4, at home, I said, hey, listen, we got to take one possession, one game at a time, and we're going to Golden State, so we got to fly home anyway, so why not have another game? And I believed in that. And my guys believe in me as their leader every single day. I preach to them every single day. I'm their leader, and they allow me to lead those guys every single night, and I was just true to that. I believed, and nobody else believed besides the other 14 guys and our coaching staff and our fans. Just going out and executing and putting things together and making plays.
What do we want to do when we come back? Do you want me to just wrap things up real quick and toss to the anchors? What do we want to do?
When you're sitting on the bench before the game and the national anthem, you seem to be deep in thought. What was really going through your mind at that point?
Just zeroing in on what needs to be done to help us win. Obviously I put the effort into it, but just thinking about the game, thinking about the plays, understanding they're going to make a run, they're a great team, understanding we're gonna make some mistakes, but it's how we come back from it and how we move on to the next possession. And then also just living in the moment. I told my guys before the game, listen, there is a game to be played, but there's not many guys, there's not many teams that get an opportunity to be in the NBA Finals in a Game 7. It's just not. Yeah. And this is my second one, and I'm able to say that I've been victorious twice in Game 7. So I just told the guys, don't take this for granted. Don't take it for granted. Let's go out, and our coaching staff gave us a great plan. Let's go and execute it.
You guys are losing tears there, J.R. Smith. It's a real genuine scene. What comes to your mind? All the people that were for you when you were young. What has happened?
A little bit of everything. I think all the emotions, everything. Obviously, I know what J.R.'s been through in his career. People counting him out and saying he's this, he's that. Not understanding. You can't have that, Mama. That's not yours. You can't have that. That's for Daddy. But just understand what JR's been through, and people just saying that, there's no way he can be a winner. When our GM came to us last year and said, hey, we got a deal to get Timothy Mozgov and get Iman Shumpert, and the Knicks are going to throw in JR. I was like, what? They're going to throw in JR into the deal? And I was like, okay, I got him. And JR turned himself into not only a huge boost to our team, but he turned himself into a two-way player, both sides of the floor. And I think those emotions came out of JR at the end of those games. Those emotions came out of me just leading 14 guys and understanding, like I said, what our city's been through for the last 50-plus years since Jim Brown. And then also just people just counting me out. Throughout my 13-year career, I've done nothing but be true to the game, give everything I got to the game, put my heart, my blood, sweat, tears to the game, and people still want to doubt what I'm capable of doing. So that was a little icing on the cake, for myself to just let me know that everything I've done, it results in this, and they say hard work pays off, and that's what happened tonight.
Jeff, all the way in the back.
LeBron, Jeff Zilgett, USA Today. What is it about the athlete's mind or your mind that you don't feel that 3-1 is insurmountable, especially against this team and you got to win 2 here. And then the last 3 games, the fire that you maybe play, or were you fueled by anything that happened between you and Draymond and Clay's words to give you extra fire in these 3 games?
Oh, well, at the end of the day, you're down 3-1, and we got to come here. We got to come here and win. We had to win in this building anyways. We only get 3 games at home. So even if we sweep the home series in a 7-game series, we got to win here anyway. So Game 5 was a great opportunity for us to try to seize that. And we came up with a great game plan. Our coaching staff gave us a great game plan, and we was able to send the game back home down 3-2. And, we know our fans. Our fans give us everything, and we was able to give it back to them. And, once we get to a Game 7, I'll take my chances versus anybody, versus any team. You give me 1 game, you give me 48 minutes, I'll take my chances. And, once we got to a Game 7, I was just confident. I knew what I was capable of doing. I knew my guys will allow me to lead them throughout 48 minutes, and they did that.
Up here in the front.
LeBron, right here. Steve Futterman from CBS News. Your story is a bit like a Greek drama. You come to the Cavaliers, a homegrown product. You leave, you come back saying that you want to win for the city. Can you talk about what you want to tell the Cleveland fans, the ones that got mad at you, the ones who never got mad at you, and also right now you're an emotional person. What is going through your heart and mind right now?
What's going through my mind is I'm ready to get back to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to get off that plane and hold that trophy up and see all our fans at the terminal. You know, IX Jet Center, and I know they're gonna be ready. I'm almost done, but I'm almost done. I promise. So I can't wait to just give the emotion back to them. Looking forward to it. That's all.
And what message do you have for the fans there right now who are watching, who are very happy, and again, the ones who were upset with you, the ones who were never upset with you?
That's yesterday's newspaper. I don't think anybody's reading yesterday's newspaper, so they'll be reading tomorrow. And I'm coming home. I'm coming home with what I said I was going to do.
Joe and Dave, last two in the back.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. LeBron, can you even fathom what that parade's going to be like on Wednesday?
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be probably one of the biggest parties. No, I'm sorry, it's going to be the biggest party that Cleveland has ever seen, ever. So if you guys still have a little money left over in your budget, you guys better make a trip to Cleveland and get a little piece of it.
Dave?
LeBron, Dave McMenamin, ESPN. I got two for you. One, I spoke to the people around the team leading up to Game 7, and several people told me there's just a sense of calm emanating from you. What put you in that mind space?
I don't know. I don't know. I can sit up here and say, I don't know if it was the Godfather. I don't know if it was Couples Retreat that I watched. I don't know if it was Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. I don't know if it was the Revenge of the Nerds that I watched. I don't know, but I was just so like, listen, you've put everything into the game. The game always gives back to people that's true to the game. I've watched it. I know the history of the game. And I was just calm. I was calm. I was focused. I was locked in. And I don't know. I wish I can tell you exactly what happened, but I had to be calm in order for my 14 guys to allow me to lead them and for those guys to play the way they played. I can't do it by myself. And so that was my mindset. I was confident. I was calm. And, you got to stay low. Like Jay-Z said, you got to stay low and keep firing. And that's exactly what I did.
And finally,
LeBron James winning the series MVP, and we'll be back with more right after this. And again, if you're just joining us late, what a remarkable finish it was to the NBA Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers win Game 7 on Golden State's home floor. 93-89 is the final score. We're going to have so much more post-game coverage, sights, sound, all of it from Game 7 coming up later tonight at 11:35 on Toyota Sports Extra. Once again, the Cleveland Cavaliers, NBA champions. And don't go anywhere. More from ABC 10 News coming up right after the break.